Well, hi everybody, welcome. I'm Sean, Firefly 2018. We're joining a stream that's halfway full. I forgot to start. If you want to catch the live stuff, catch it over on Twitch at Firefly 2018, because that'll be for the YubTubs. Twitch people are here. Say hi, Twitch people. They got that our words of affirmation today are I am confident in my ability to fill in the blank. That is a kind of deep statement in and of itself. I am confident in my ability to fill in the blank because I am confident I can do pretty much whatever. The first 10 minutes is just intros anyway. Don't say that. Hello, future me. Ooh, Silver's right. Join the Discord for stream announcements. I do that every day. Well, I try anyway. I think I'm pretty good at it. I think I missed one day. There. Ah, damn it. I keep trying to put that in the wrong chat. Yeah. And if you follow the stream, you'd get notifications as well. And I believe you also get these emotes if you subscribe. It's their specific means. And I always encourage the use of emotes because they float all over the screen. I love them. Although I am going to do that to just over my camera so it doesn't detract from the actual. It's cool. And you get to hear awesome guy talking stuff. Aww. I try to be knowledgeable. I live my life as a Ravenclaw. Yay! Woo! You guys are awesome. Oh look, and then that was perfect timing. That was the pause. It's the pause. I need to change that emote. Probably one of my own emotes. I'm not sure I can do that in the Streamland spot though. I'll have to look. Every day, day by day, we get better, right? That's my life motto for truth. It's every day you get. What was the point of living yesterday if you didn't today? I don't know if I've mentioned it, but we're back on paying attention to my body structure. It's back in the summer. I can start working out again. I gotta lose all this winter weight. That's what I hate about living in a place that has winter. I think I'm gonna smoke a joint today. How do we feel about that? I'm gonna smoke. What else are we doing? I think the garden tour videos are gonna be cool. I actually got a whole bunch of videos on a whole bunch of views yesterday on garden tour part B. I don't know why it was only part B, and I assume it's because they randomly I don't know how they select what videos get put on For You pages. It happened to I've had two videos, two of my shorts get an abnormally high amount, I'm talking like thousands, like hundreds of thousands of views, and I don't know why they picked the ones they picked. Guess that might be my next Ravenclaw moment. My whole life has literally been driven by the pursuit of knowing why. I am much more sedentary in the summer, due to the heat. I used to be like that till I moved to Hawaii, and they don't have air conditioning. It's 85 degrees. Beautiful ocean breeze, but I mean it's hot as hell. It comes around in June and August. Hot. I mean, it's probably 100 degrees plus, and they don't have air conditioning because it costs 34 cents a kilowatt in Hawaii for AC. If you have AC, you're rich because it costs so much money to just run it. But anywho, I got my body acclimated. Mom's got the house set to 74, and I'm cold. I have to put on a jacket to go inside. There was only 1 week that I lived there that the trade wind stopped blowing in the middle of June, it was some kind of like phenomenon. Like all the locals, like, yeah, this happened every 5 years, or And I'm like, oh god, like the air stops. It's 100 degrees with 100% humidity, with no air conditioning anywhere. You're like laying in front of fans, like ice cubes in your face, just like, please end me, please. But also, there's a beach. You can just go jump in the water. Like that whole week, the waters around the island must have just been full. Anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. Literal Nightmare World. I don't. I loved it. I would like. You just get used to it. That's what I'm saying. Is you get used to it. But I think it's the changing of the seasons that prevent you from getting used to it. And then, but you don't go outside in the winter because it's cold. Even if you think you do go outside, you don't go out there for long because it's cold. Your face, your nose, your things start to hurt in the cold. Our body has ways of dealing with the heat pretty well. I mean, if you get naked and go outside in 100-degree heat, your body starts sweating everywhere, a little slight breeze, and you feel fine. It's really not that bad. It's that we don't let ourselves sweat either. Like if you dump a whole bottle of water on your shirt and go outside in 100-degree heat in the sun, it kind of evaporates off and it even makes it cooler. But we don't let ourselves sweat like that. Even though I've never experienced proper winter, I like to think of myself as I like hot if it's too cold, if vice versa. You just start to say you're never happy everywhere, or you're always happy in whatever temperature you're in. But I mean, you live in a climate that is pretty consistently the same temperature, right? Like you don't have seasons. And don't get me wrong, like I love fall. It is so... But I kind of wish it was like 3 months of summer and 1 month of fall. It's just no winter. I do believe there needs to be some cold to keep the bugs down, because we had a couple years not cold. Like we haven't got any snow this year. We got no snow. The second year in my mother's living memory, Virginia had no snow at all. And I'm like, that's why the bugs are eating us alive this year. I got gnat flies coming out the yin yang. I got these flying ants that have come up in my greenhouse somehow. Like, I don't know what's going on with that. There are so many ant nests outside. I don't know what my earth is going to do about that. I may have to do some interviewing with the ants. I've always heard that you can dig up, like you just scoop one scoop of ants on top of another colony, and they kill each other. I've always heard that, but I haven't tried. We do get like heat waves or flood seasons once in a while, but I mean, that's a rarity, right? And I mean, floods it doesn't really change your temperature. That's just excess rain. So you pretty much have the same temperature-wise. And I mean, you're probably used to it. Like, do y'all have a bunch of air-conditioned spaces? Y'all all cower in the hot summers? Or y'all like Hawaii, just go jump in the ocean? Which, to me, makes it a lot bearable, but I will say in the summer, I take a lot more cold showers. There are days that I come in from the fields and I just turn the shower on cold and be like, oh god, yes! Fight over some of those any mist. Yeah, but it does make the day, so it's extra. Oh, right. I mean, I get it. The week in Hawaii where there was no trade winds, no 100 degrees, just the air was stagnant, like the ocean was still. It was weird. There was some kind of phenomenon that happens in Hawaii. I forget the name, but it was some Hawaiian thing, and they're like, yeah, it happens all the time. It's like every 5 years or something. It was like a week of stillness. Tourists that were all there that week were so pissed. Oh man, like. There's 1 week every 5 years you shouldn't go to Hawaii, and that was the week they picked to go. Well, there's poor people. They're probably like, wow, look at these rates. The ones that put aluminum down nest. There are ants that put aluminum down nests. I feel like I'm gonna have to Google that. sculptor. Oh, wrong one. That's the music we're listening to. That's what he means. That is cool. I bet. I do have like tons of aluminum cans. I could probably just melt all that down. I mean, but do people actually buy them? Like, I see one of them is like $50, but one of them is $3,641.76. Seems really specific. Is it because of the amount of, like, the amount of aluminum involved? I wouldn't exactly call that pretty. Like, they just chopped a log in half. Not even a particularly... For $3,000. I don't know. People got more money than sense. I'm really just trying to kill the ants so they don't part out of it. I respect the hustle. I respect the hustle. Wow. I wonder who first thought to do, like, I could see wanting to pour hot metal down fire ant colony to get rid of it, trying to kill the colony. I could see that, but then why dig it up later? And I mean, but is that really like the most economic solution here? Couldn't you just put a water hose? Wouldn't that just do the same thing? I haven't ever tried to just put a water hose down holes either. I have done that to the groundhog nests, and that's funny. It's good irrigation for your crops. I don't know. I mean, you think somebody would like I could call them and they would just like, take care of my ants? Might be too expensive. Wait, you have to pour 10 to 40 times the amount of aluminum that you actually use? I mean, but then you could reclaim it, though. Like, if you dig it all up and then... That ain't me. So funny. I don't smoke joints a whole lot because I feel like you waste a whole lot. Maybe that's just me. Silver, you off to work today, as per use, or is this your rare weekend off? It's so weird, because like you're going to work and HK's going to the span of life. Oh, we needed somebody who's like, oh, it's lunchtime. So we can do this. That basically the. I don't know if smoking on camera is gonna actually flag me for something. Because they're kind of anti-cigarette, and I bet the algorithm can see joint. I mean, it's not like YouTube is not also anti. It's probably why these more are not doing it. We are indeed all taking our own path. It just makes me think of, like, the amount of humanity in spinning around the globe. And we're all just getting up doing live. We're all doing what we can to continue existing one. I don't know. Good, bad, negative, that's what we're all doing. I think I know it's kind of counterintuitive, but I've gotten into smoking and same thing. Breath work. This encourages you to take deep breaths as much as anything. It's weird. Oh my god, you're driving again? Poor Silver. You're a trooper. And in case anybody's just joining us, good. Welcome in. May your day be fruitful. Dead a leg. When's Dawn Trail coming out? I haven't really been keeping up with Final. I don't know if I really want to get back into Final Fantasy because it seems to take up so much of my life. I'm not sure why I've never been able to play Final Fantasy casually. Probably because I pay for it per month. Makes me feel like I'm paying for it, like I should be using the shit out of it because I'm paying for it. A lot of my other games I've purchased and then I can play at my leisure. But Final Fantasy is one of those, like, streaming service. I don't pay for streaming services except for when I'm, like, binge watching something. Except for YouTube, which I do pay for. Because I use it every day. July 2nd. With 3 days early access for... Ooh. I'll pass on that. Or do you think there'll be less people pre-order? I just feel like it's gonna be mobbed again. You feel like Final Fantasy is similar and it's easy? Back up. Well, I mean, not really easy because you have to go through and create your account situation every time and put in new, like, update your chrysalis or whatever. That's what annoys me about Final Fantasy, not the gameplay. It's the account situation, having to reset back up to get into the game. Not to mention, I think I have to re-download it, probably. That'll take me 8 years. I mean, and catch up. Get it. I love just watching the smoke. That's one of my favorite things about this thing. It's just smoke. No, they had some kind of payment thing. I haven't done it in a while, but the payment system or chrysalis or whatever they call it. It's the whole getting back signed up. I want to put my credit card information in. Right, because then as soon as you start, like, you're paying that $15 a month until you cancel it. And if you put it down and forget to pick it back up again, just keep paying $15 a month. That's a catch-up system. Keep you up to date, too. Well, yeah, and, like, I am not a gear finder. I've never been one of those people. But it would give you back in for the story, but the story with the Reaper wasn't pulling me in either. I wasn't feeling it. And they lost me at Shadowbringers. I did not like at the end, like when they were ending Shadowbringers, it ruined it. I don't know if you followed me with the way I had talked about movies or books. The ending is so important, and that whole spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Spoiler alert. Turn away if you have not seen Shadowbringers. I'm about to ruin it for you. So turn away. Spoiler alert. That whole ending scene where they're all like, we're walking up to the place, we keep losing a champion one by one, but they set it up at the very beginning that they're gonna get revived. Just totally ruined it. It might have been better had you not known, but you knew because of the pretext. I forget who said it, but somebody was like, "Oh, then, you know, you get like." Somebody said it specifically, like, "Go, once you get to the end, you can bring anybody back from whoever," or that was the whole point. And you were like, "Well, I mean, obviously all your other friends are dead. Why would you just bring back the one person that you came to?" It was stupid. I didn't care for it. So it's like video games are books that you play along, and when the story doesn't work, I'm out. So out. Uh-huh. But there was a way, and you just knew. I mean, it was just so telegraphed, like through storytelling means. It's like, I hate it when you get to a movie that you know how it's gonna end halfway through. I don't like that either. Like, then, but I'll take that over an ending that it's just stupid. Like, if you can't figure it out the whole way through, and then you get to the end and it still doesn't make sense, I hate that even more than one that is telegraphed, but it was just so passe. I think it would have been better had they all died. Been like, this is the last story. Like, these people have been through so much. It's time to let them rest. Everything has an end. Everything has a ending. Not Final Fantasy. No way. But I guess that's the whole point. Nobody wants. It's fantasy. If you kill people, that makes it too real. Papalimo. Wait, why did they bring Papalimo back? Didn't we lose another one? Or somebody else who died? Oh, what's the tall gal? I liked her. Unbrenna. Why did they bring her back? Rip. Too many plot holes, my friends. Too many plot holes. Too busy writing a video game and not a story. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I've played 1,000 hours of the game. There's lots of great story to it. But I think a lot of the times it's the people that kept me going back. It's the connection. It's the world. It's like literally escape. And I think I've come to the conclusion that I really need to embrace the world. More blessed than I have any right to be. I don't know why I'm trying to escape the world I live in as opposed to live in. Which is weird, because I read dystopian novels, so it's worse than the world I live in. That makes more sense, I guess. That makes me count my blessings. It's one of the reasons I deploy, is because it's nice to be reminded things I have are blessings. Which makes me wonder. I don't know if I should talk about that on this, but I need to start embracing the life that I have and be happy for once. If I could make a little bit of money off of the flowers and a little bit of money off of the years, I should be fine. Happy for most folk. Be better off than most in this world. I love to cook. I love to grow things. I can literally live off $117 growth. in my garden. I know, but the free company's available on Discord. If you get to know out, they're all available. Should get them to come in the stream. Talk about Final Fantasy enough. They would have left out. I've always liked the idea of having something like this as my social interaction versus a video. This is at least real life. Hanging out. You get to do stuff in maps like games. I mean, but if you were real friends, like, we could all get together and play Endless Legend too. Play real, like a real game in real life. Because, like, what if we are in a simulation? That means that you're living your life in a simulation in a simulation. Living a Final Fantasy. Specifically, you guys, I don't really know how much time to spend in the game anymore. I know there are some people who live their life in Final Fantasy. And I feel like as a streamer, if I started Final Fantasy up again, I'd be streaming Final Fantasy all the time, and it'd probably be the same thing. But I have such a hard time sitting in front of my computer. Like, my ADHD does not allow me to sit here for hours on end. Deep breaths. And treasure maps are fun for the first 5 minutes. Then I'm usually very bored of them. Sometimes they're good, like you're getting the rerolls. I love the suspense. Like, are we gonna get another round? You know, I love those. They do really hype that build of suspense of, yeah, if we get another round, will we make it to round 5? But it's pure luck, you know. So. And it's for gear that never really, or money. I mean, that was like I crafted forever and had tons of gil. And you're like, to what end? I haven't bought my house. Okay, to what end? I've bought furnished, clothed, decorated, the whole house. Okay, now what? Oh, now they give us a little island to go play on, and I can spend more hours whiling away in a garden? Oh wait, maybe I should do that in real life and have actual food to show for my toil and effort versus carpal tunnel. See you, Silver. Have a good day at work. But I mean, I get video games. Like, truly, I'm really not trying to diss anybody who's living their life in Final Fantasy, because not everybody can escape. Not everybody can. I hate to say it, like, not everybody has a good life, but that is true. There are people out there in the universe who do not have good lives, and I would hate to prevent them from escaping to Final Fantasy for mental health reasons. That is a good. It is pretty amazing if that's where you want to spend your time. Shouldn't say that. Sorry if I've offended anyone. I'm really just, I don't know, $15 a month to spend hours of my time in. And you look at the other games, I just started playing Banished again. I bought that in 2014, and they've put in hundreds of hours into that. And I mean, like, while I've put in thousands of hours into Final Fantasy, I could not tell you how much money I spent. Like, I don't think for hours to played ratio versus money I spent was Final Fantasy a good deal for me. Considering there's so many other games out there. And I'm not telling anybody if you've never played Final Fantasy to not play the game, because the game is great. The game is great. It has a great story to it. It has great interactions. It gets you to meet great people that love video games and love living in the digital sphere. So definitely check it out. Don't dump your life into it. Just remember it's fake. Come outside and get some sunshine every now and again. It's good for you. Despite what they tell you. I don't care if it makes me look old. I still think that sun is good for the soul. As a white person, I will look like old leather by the time I'm 60. But I moisturize, and I sunscreen with a moisturizing intent, and still try to get some sun because I think it's good for you. It's good to be outside. I think it's good to decompress. I think it's good to get physical activity outside. I need to go to the gym. I went really, really hard. First day I went to the gym, and like I think I dislocated I probably like tore a muscle on my tricep because I could not open my arm all the way. And I think I've injured my shoulder a little bit, so I probably should maybe focus on something different today. I don't want to be one of those people who records workouts, but is that something people see? Like my gym progression. I do a 6-second. This is my workout every day. It seems like I'm just gonna keep posting the morning wake and bake on the YouTubes. We're gonna random shorts. Maybe I can get people to like, subscribe, and follow for more. But it'd be fun to have a good community in here. I come out hanging out, chit chat, and talk about random stuff. So I feel like when I go down the rabbit hole, start diving into anything. Does anybody ever seen Adam Ruins Everything, that TV show? That's me. I know little facts about everything you love that can ruin. So sorry. Makes you feel better. I do it anyway. Sometimes knowledge is like ignorance is bliss, but knowledge is power. You can certainly be aware of things you love and how they can hurt you enough to prevent yourself from getting still thing sometimes, and other times you can just embrace that it's not your fault. Still love the service, or still use it. Like Amazon, I know what they do to their workers, and pricing market and inflation. I still live it. So I can't get things willingly other than like they still manage to get me overnight stuff, random things in the middle of nowhere. There's no other service that can do that, and I think it's a service that the world will need. I definitely feel like there should be legislation to protect the workers and economy from companies like Amazon, which there are, but big corporations rule the world, and just cogs in the machine. And I mean, as I say that, and it's like, it sounds kind of bad to be a cog in a machine, but there have to be cogs in machines that make machines work. Like machines, right? You're looking at one right now. There's some thinking, right? We love machines. I'd be real pissed off if the apocalypse came and I could no longer use my computer. I have a whole lot of games that don't require the internet downloaded on my computer. I can while away my hours. Because there are certain times you're like, oh, Sean, in the apocalypse, you're not gonna have power. I was like, solar panels. Solar panels. I will always have it. And I mean, I've got enough solar panels to run my computer and my modem. So I mean, if there is still internet, I will have it. But I don't know how that works. I mean, can you imagine a server data centers where power will stay on the power? But I mean, if the data centers had like battery backups, they might work for a while. I've read too many post-apocalyptic movies. You know, like I'm already like, wait, when would I lose? How would I lose? I basically have enough stuff here to hang on to civilization as civilization exists. And then I have enough things to keep me entertained. My equipment persists. Because, I mean, as with every survival novel, it's because they had to leave their house for something. We all know that the safest place to be in a disaster is where your food and water is, and where your bed is, and where your stuff is. I don't want to call it home, because a lot of people are not home when disaster strike, but you had a hotel room. Like wherever you stayed at the previous disaster area is where you should probably go back to. Sam's disaster. COVID lockdown and you're trapped in a foreign city, you go back to your hotel room. Can't afford that hotel room, they can't kick you out because you can't leave, it's quarantine. That's probably going to cut to some real situations, but I imagine, hopefully, extenuating circumstances like, oh, you're quarantined, you're not allowed to leave. They would certainly not be able to charge you. But who knows? It's America, maybe so. Guns, food, money. I mean, like, money's weird to say bring, because it's just little pieces of paper. And you think in apocalypse it wouldn't work. It will work for a little while. Just to not create argument. Like, that people still don't realize it doesn't have value. Because, I mean, technically it does. And the money we have now only has value because we all believe it. And once they stopped printing money, would it not become valuable? Like little pieces of paper and coins that survive the apocalypse may be becoming valuable for its sake. Like, I'm sure there'll be rich bastards somewhere. Paper. My phone just kind of randomly lights up sometimes. I didn't just get a new text or anything. It just lit up for some reason. It's probably my Google Assistant listening into my conversation. Like, joke's on you, we're live. Oh, dear me. I feel like the joint made stone. I usually get on these things. Go back to our affirmation generator. What is mine? I am confident in my ability to. That's hard. I am not the most confident person. Think about it. Like, I know I have the ability. I'm confident I could do that well. I am confident in my ability to do anything. To a marginally acceptable state. My ability. Good wording. Is that for you, or are you suggesting that's what I should say? I am confident in my ability to. That is true. The weather question, yeah, try to do not. That's you're right. All about the motivation. And you know, I say things like that, and then it pops up in the algorithm later, like 10 tips for how to give yourself motivation. Like, I saw the thing the ADHD thing. That's apparently if you point at something, like you're like, I need to go do this, and point at it, and eventually your body will get the motivation to do it, just so you have to stop pointing at it. But I'm like, that seems dumb. Are you gonna have the motivation to like point at the thing you need to get done? I don't know about all that. That's usually my mindset. Savage. Why don't you ever stream? I feel like you're probably pretty good at video gaming. You could probably like record YouTube shorts of your amazing things with nothing but the blow up explosions of Final Fantasy. And probably love that. I've been seeing for some, now that I've been talking about Final Fantasy, it's coming up in the algorithm, and they've been showing all these videos of like people dancing, but they're making them do like job stances, like the warrior one where he's like dancing and just spamming abilities. Ooh. Like, do you run Final Fantasy on like high graphic settings? Bad potato. I built my last one, and that's what I said. Is this is the last time I'm buying a computer off shelf, because now that I've built one from scratch, I can just upgrade the pieces. I can add in graphics cards and liquid coolers. I didn't realize the temperature of my hard drive was impacting my graphics performance so hard because the dust had built up so bad. Until I looked at it the other day, I was like, I haven't looked like I was playing Furthest Frontier, and when you get over 1,000 people in it, the game just slows to a crawl. And I was like, I don't know why, because it's only using like 20% of my other like CPU and like 40% of my GPU. I was like, there's a whole lot more memory and stuff it could be using and isn't. I may go back and change the VRAMs file and see if I can upgrade the memory usage. It'll make the game run faster. But I don't know if I'm gonna go back and visit, because I've now played 150 hours of the same old, and it's a cool game, but everything has an end. Like, Banished is the original version of Furthest Frontier, and like the colony simulation game, I believe the first ever one was Banished, and there's been a million other ones since then. And Banished is the one who's pretty much done it correctly. But Furthest Frontier was so similar to Banished, except for a few mechanics choices. I was like, if y'all had just used the mechanics choices from Banished, it would be like a direct visual upgrade of Banished. Which maybe that's what they were trying to avoid. But the people that make Banished don't seem to be in operation anymore. I tried to see when the last game they built out, and apparently they were working on another game in 2022, but there's been not any updates from anything on that site at all since 2020. So I assume they just went out of business. Maybe it was just one dude named Fred who was watching it. I think I have a video from doing Banished yesterday. I tried to do a Banished Let's Play, and it's been a long time since I played Banished, so it didn't go that great, but we didn't die, so there's hope. And I may or may not do more of that today, depending on how we're going. I probably ought to put the peppers in the garden today. I probably ought to harvest the marijuana today. I probably ought to move seedlings from their paper towel prisons to rock wool. Opium? Hope. Opium. Is that, I don't know if is that a good term? Like you're comparing hope to opium? Like you should get it. I think the hope is literally the only thing that keeps people alive. Hope. Whatever it is in your heart that you don't currently have, there is hope. But cope, not a good word either. Copium is based off of opium, which is a heroin addicted, like, is an addictive heroin thing. And coping is a mechanism you use to help you through troubled times. So I would not say that opium is positive. But I'm not, I mean, I'm stoned. I'm so stoned. And I'm like, what is positive? Like, so forgive me if I'm arguing with you for semantics, because I do love semantics. The English language is weird. And I could argue about it all day long. It's and especially as like the digital space expands, we keep like adding words to the dictionary. And I mean, for all I like, is hopium actually a word or just something you made up? No worries. Just what the right? I mean, like, and Lord knows, I am not up. Okay, I could go. Hopium is irrational optimism. Hopium is similar to copium, that the meme word that shouldn't necessarily be taken seriously. While copium is used in a situation where someone needs to cope with something, hopium is a term used to mock false hope or irrational optimism. Aw, calling me an irrational optimist? Thank you. A lot. I am. That's really. It's one of my favorite things to do in the face of adversity. It's give it unflappable hope, unflappable happiness. Because why not? You're gonna keep throwing shit on me. I'm gonna keep throwing sunshine on you. Because it's definitely, in my experience, people who throw shade often are repelled by people who throw sunshine. It's hard for you to say Sean said bad shit about somebody when they didn't. It's hard for you to say Sean said bad things about you to people who know me. And if you don't know me, and like, I want to say, it was somebody famous that was like, had been criticized by somebody else famous. And he was like, look, if y'all have a problem with me, text me. If you don't have my number, you are obviously not important enough for me to care about your opinion. And I was like, damn, that's pretty deep. And in the world of 8 billion people, where everybody's got an opinion. My history teacher once told me that people have opinions and they're like assholes. They're both smelly and we all have them. Now we got 8 billion opinions and they're all smelly and we all have them. And we have a digital space for us to like spew our opinions forth to everything. Oh, help us all. But my perpetual argument is irrational hope. Because why not? It's kind of like our atheism. People are like, I don't believe there is an after. Why would you choose to believe that? That's the worst case scenario. I don't know, maybe if you believe in hell, that might be the worst case scenario. Like, do you think atheists are people who think they're going to hell and just choose to believe in nothingness instead? In case you're new to the channel, I tend to believe that whatever you believe that happens to you does. I think your electrical impulses that manifest in your brain create your afterlife when you die. Your, whatever sphere past your existence continues. Electrical impulses in the universe. I can't believe that we all fight over what happens after we die. It's sure one way to find out quicker, for sure, I guess. I don't know. I saw some news on this morning talking about we're going officially already in World War III, and it kind of feels like it with the whole Ukraine, the Palestine, Israel situation. I mean, I don't know, like the Ukrainian situation seems much more pressing to me than the Israel-Palestine situation. Like, we as the United States should have stayed the hell out of that situation in the first place. Like, why are we giving so many weapons to Israel? I mean, like, Israel and Iran have similar GDPs, like we looked at yesterday. I'm not sure why we're choosing Israel's side versus Iran's, because we have historically been Israel's part, and I think that's our problem, is that Israel's just doing whatever the F they want because they've historically been our ally. Like, do they have dirt on us or something? Like, are they supplying us all the oil? That, like, there must be some reason that we're still in bed with Israel that I'm just unaware. Because I think that the tides are turning on that one. He's gone against it. Like, that whole thing with the Syrian embassy attack, they didn't tell us until minutes before, and that does not sound like a trusted ally to me. If we were playing in Civilization and one of my allies attacked one of my other allies in one of their embassies in another country, no, we would be, okay, well, I think we're gonna distance ourselves from this situation. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Palestinians are rough, and like, but that's America's fault. Like, America's been giving them weapons since the 60s. And the tides are turning. Like, we witnessed this genocide as a genocide here too. I don't know, I mean, like, I don't know how you feel elsewhere, but most of America is appalled that this is still happening. Not to mention all the other Arab countries. Ways for them. By who? I mean, there's no way U.S. troops are ever going back to the Middle East. NATO we'll have to go to NATO, but after the Afghanistan situation, they will never put troops on the ground. It's never again. Planes, drones, bombs, ammo, maybe, but they'll never put troops down. There's too much American backlash from trying to send troops to the Middle East there for 20 years. Some people still remember. There was no end to that war when we started it. They went back. Can't argue with people that believe different things and believe that the other people that believe the other things are their enemies. Like, you got two different religious people that believe in a different religion, and each religion says their other religion is the devil, enemy. So, like, they are crusaded from birth to fight for their religions and shenanigans. And the Americans don't really understand that, because we have this whole religion freedom situation, and that's why I feel like we keep sticking our nose in it, because we're like, oh, religious freedom, everybody gets to believe whatever they want to believe, but that's not how that's gonna work. With certain religions that believe you have to kill other people in the religion, like there are snake handlers in America that are allowed to be snake handlers because freedom of religion, and you're allowed to kill your parishioners, and y'all want to worship snakes or whatever. That is something you can do here. I just don't know if that would happen literally everywhere else. I don't know how people convince people to go worship snakes, but it happens. So we don't get it as a culture, and that's why we keep sticking our nose in it. Not to mention, Americans are nosy. Like, Christianity made us nosy. Because Christianity says you have to proselytize your beliefs. Like, you have to go tell these people who other things than you. Hey, do you know about Jesus Christ? Just checking. I mean, I want to save your soul. It comes from a place of love, and then they get beheaded. So we've been sending Christians over there for thousands of years to do that. Still do. Meanwhile, religious freedom. It's freedom. Snake worshippers. America. It is a crazy place that I live. I think I've seen a vast portion of this country. The difference of people from one coast to the other, like each state feels like a different country. Like if you've traveled Europe and you feel like you go from Germany to France, or you go from France to Amsterdam or something, you're like, whoa, the laws are different. It was like a 2-hour train ride, and I'm in a like municipality with different rules, laws, regulations. Like, that's crazy. And then you come to Virginia, or like to the U.S., it's the same thing. You take a 2-hour drive, and it's a different state with different rules and regulations. And like smoking pot here can send you to jail, where it can't send you to the one across the street. Getting an abortion on this side of the road can get you in jail, but the other side not so much. Those 3G philosophies back then. Gold. Something else. I can't. Guts. Guts, gold, and glory. I don't know if that's right, but I feel like it's right. I feel like I've heard them say guts, gold, and glory. Like for wrath, for ruin, and the Red Dawn! Many things, many of our patriots here said have not aged well. But that's okay. We're erasing history, so nobody's gonna remember. That's why there's gonna be another civil war, because people have forgotten that already once, and they forgot who won and lost. Like, they think that this is gonna end differently this time. I live in the South. I keep like the Southern sentiment is getting very real. There are a lot of people down here talking about seceding and talking about revolutionizing and talking about everything. Like, you're like, okay, y'all have fun with all that. I'm gonna go put up my fence now. Like I said, I usually work the elections this year, but I'm not. I feel like it's far too dangerous this year. That, to me, is already... We live in a different country than the one I grew up in, that I'm afraid to go exercise my right to vote. 50 years ago, there were people protesting in the streets to vote. Now I'm just like, I don't know who's gonna get shot up, or who's gonna get stabbed, or who's gonna get told some things, and how much, like, media bombed like those 2 election workers in Georgia. I'm so glad they won that money, though. Like, that's hope. I hope if somebody gets harassed and murdered, that they get paid for it. Well, it's getting to be about that time of day, you guys. So, take your day forward. I am confident in my ability to fill in the... I am confident in your ability to choose your future. I'm confident in your ability to have a great day. I'm confident in your ability to live your life to its fullest. Like, every day is your last, because life is precious. Life is a gift. Live and on a great note, thank you so much. Y'all have a great day. See you tomorrow.